Hey, what's up? All right, so Ari Aster made this movie, and I'm going to talk to him. So Ari Aster's right there. Clap your hands for him. You got to press the button like this. Good. There we go. You guys, huh? You just watched that, right? How do you feel? Let's talk numbers. What does this need to break even?
We need like 3 more of these.
Okay. So, I'm going to ask you some questions about your movie, and some might be bad, but some might be good. I'll try my best. So if you don't like any, we can just not answer them. This was based on a short film, right?
That's
what your brother told me.
Oh, well, then yes.
Okay.
I had to move from my apartment. I was just out of school, and I realized like 2 days before leaving the apartment that was like a location, and those are hard to come by when you have no money. So I just whipped together some stupid script and made a stupid movie. And then
This was the short film.
yeah, the short film.
What year was this?
2011. And then,
Okay.
But then I liked the idea of a guy leaving his key in the door to get something, and he comes back and it's not there anymore. And
Was that what the short is about?
It happens in the short. Yeah, I mean it is the catalyst for what happens next.
Oh, okay. So it's like the early part of this.
Yeah.
Was it okay?
Yeah. So that stuck with me.
Uh-huh.
And then I just kept building on that, and then it became 3 hours.
So why not 4 hours? Why only 3?
It could have been. It was.
It was. So you cut this
wasn't-
down.
It wasn't 4. It was like 3.5 when we first assembled it.
And so what made you decide it had to be 3? How did you decide on this?
Well, your first question about how much money this had to make back
Yeah.
was a determination, but obviously not that much of one, because it would be shorter still.
So they decided 3 hours would be more profitable than 4.
I think.
Why is that? Why would that be the case? I don't understand.
I mean, do you think it would have made more money if it was 4?
Well, I think once you cross a certain point, it's like, what the hell? That's 4 hours? And then I think you want to pay more. Maybe at a certain point, if it hit 4, you could charge 2 movies worth for tickets or something. I don't know how it works. I don't know. So yeah, were people mad at you though for it being long, or it was cool? They were supportive.
They looked supportive, like they affected support.
Right.
No, I think the feeling was, let's get this as tight as it can be.
Uh-huh.
Somebody might disagree with me that this is as tight as it can be. But yeah, it was just, I mean, at some point it's just like, this thing is just gonna be what it is, right? And,
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I'm very, very grateful that I made this with A24, because I know for a fact that it wouldn't be this with anybody else.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Because they make you make it short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, what am I gonna cut?
Well, I do feel like at a certain point you get taken away by it. You like watching it. I'm just, I don't know what's going to happen next. You could go in any direction. There's nothing. This is just curiosity. I'm not Well, we can jump to a different topic if. So this was shot in Canada, part of it.
In Montreal.
Montreal, and I feel like you captured French Canadians quite accurately in the opening. Probably play better for a Canadian audience. Yeah, that first sequence is so funny. It's like one of the greatest openings I've ever seen in a movie. It's so intense. But I guess you did that in the short. I haven't seen this short film, so it was different in the short film. So, how did you decide how to, like, when you're casting a film like this? How did you decide, like, what's your process for finding people?
People on the street?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I had like things for everybody to do, and so when you're casting background actors, like extras, it's different than casting actors because they're not going to speak, and a lot of them are. There's like a union for background actors anyway, so you're just going by faces. Like,
but don't you want to see them talk
headshots.
Because they're very featured, and even though I know it's
do.
just so you can pay them
But then
less
you
that you
pay
go
them
through
like
that
3 times.
person, but really they're very prominent.
Yeah.
So how do you get a sense of, because sometimes they'll show up and you'll be like, well, this is.
Well, there are several of them that are speaking, and they got actor rates.
Oh, okay.
But
Was that decided on the day you bumped them up, or?
No, I knew.
Oh, you knew before,
I knew
yeah.
who was going to be yelling what.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I spent a lot of time thinking about
Choreographing that whole thing.
choreographing it and just
Was that
deciding.
and the jokes in the background and stuff, like, what was it, Knife Dick or something on the porn store, or?
For Erectus Ejectus.
Yeah. Are those all in the script, or are you kind of coming up with those as your?
Well, the script would have been just like endless. But there was a
How long was the script?
Document that I had that had all those things.
Oh, separate script.
Yeah, like a gag.
See this thing.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
a list of, like, chicken fat that we would have, like, littering the frame.
Yeah.
Everything you see was kind of mapped out well in advance because the world is, like, invented. But a lot of the I guess the services that Erectus Ejectus provides, were inspired by a sex menu that I saw. I was not there, but I've never been to Thailand, but there is like a sex place in.
You've researched Thailand.
Yeah, I
looked into it, you considered going, but you've been busy, so you haven't had time to do that trip.
Yeah, and I found this like miraculous menu of like depraved services that got me excited about coming up with my own.
That's so sweet. Now, what do you love about making movies?
Have you ever been to that restaurant, Cafe Gratitude?
Yes. Yeah.
That was like a question that they ask you.
What do you mean?
Well, I can't ever go there again because they do this. But before they take your order, they ask you like the question of the day, and it's like, what's your favorite thing about you?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like, what's the best thing about today?
But you don't have to answer it there, right? You just think about it.
Yeah, but it's still like, what?
Yeah.
Anyway, what's my favorite thing about making movies?
What do you love about
What I
it?
love about
Yeah.
I love. I love. I don't know. Like there's something about creating like environments and worlds that I find very, very exciting. Even if it's just like a house or, but I don't know, there's like wow, it's such like a basic question. And there's so many things to choose from. What's your favorite thing about making, like what was your favorite thing about making the rehearsal?
You know, the amazing thing is that tonight is about me asking you questions. Not about you asking me questions. So I'm extremely relaxed up here and at ease because I don't have to answer anything. I like all the colors that you see when you watch a movie.
Yeah, that's one thing I love about making.
And then sometimes they'll be like old ones are all black and white, and you're like, this sucks. Then you get to see the colors. All right, I wrote down a few more things maybe to ask you. Hold on, let me just reference these notes here. Oh, whoa. Hey, I'm Nathan. Hey, nice to meet you.
I was supposed to introduce Ari tonight. I didn't. Hope you enjoyed the movie.
I saw it on the schedule that you were going to introduce me, and I thought like, no, he's not. There's no. Yeah.
I was sitting in the other theater where I was assured that's where the Q&A was taking place. And I was like standing in the hallway. I'm gonna eat this. Not everybody has to get us a private conversation.
Hey, great to meet you. Yeah. Thanks for introducing us.
But they insisted I come down here and say hi.
Do you have any questions for him?
Do you want?
So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, but I wrote down. I just thought of it as I looked. I feel like a lot of people who watch this movie really connect with BEAU watching it, because it kind of captures that feeling you get when you're like the notes under the door, where you're like, you know you're right about something, but everything's telling you that you're wrong. And I think I feel that a lot, generally speaking, where I feel like the world's sort of designed to confuse me. Was that something you were thinking about making this, or?
Yeah.
You use the mic, yeah. You didn't answer in complete sentences.
Well, you said or, so I was waiting.
I sometimes just do that as like to be cut off.
Okay. Yes, I hoped while writing it and then making it, and now at this moment, I continue to hope that people connect with BEAU. Did you guys connect with BEAU?
Yeah. 50%. I'd say 50% of people. Well, there really is no other character that you can really relate to, is there? Did anyone connect with a different character besides BEAU? I'd be so fascinated.
Patty Lupone.
Who? What was that? Who was the guy dancing again?
The guy who's he's the salsa. He's actually a salsa teacher. That's a class.
Oh, okay.
That's a salsa class on the street. Well, I think part of connecting with BEAU is the fact that everybody else is like this malignant cartoon, right? Like this like evil, false, like clown mirror of a person.
Yeah.
And so like that, and that reflects my experience.
And you looked at me right when you finished that sentence.
I could look anywhere and it would remain.
Because BEAU, he's really trying hard. Like, he's trying his best. You can tell he was like trying to get to his mom, and we saw that he wasn't lying to her when he called, and you feel bad for him, kind of, right? Like he's trying to do his thing, and he keeps getting in these scenarios, and that daughter at that house really did one over on him.
Yeah, isn't that like life though? I mean,
How are you, like, so because it's like, what is the reality of each scenario is so abstract sometimes. How are you, like, directing the performers in terms of if they have questions about, you know, what's actually happening here? What do you say to them?
well, it was different for everybody, but you know, I mean, it helps when you're casting a lot of like Broadway actors, you know, when the characters are like outsized.
Uh-huh.
Because then you just don't need to tell them anything, and they just like kick the door down, and you know.
Yeah. Yeah, the performances were amazing. Nathan Lane that was incredible too, right? Like he was, man, oh man. Yeah.
Nathan's amazing. Yeah. I was very, very excited to work with him.
Did you know him before?
No.
So what did you have to persuade him? Did you have to persuade anyone, or was everyone just like, oh, I'll do this, no problem?
I had to persuade Joaquin.
What did you say to do it?
I mean, it was like months of him being like, why would I do this? I forget what my case was, but I had to come up with a new one every Zoom session we had.
Was it in person too? You had to go there, convince them, or you're just over Zoom?
No, this was during COVID, and I was in New York.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, I.
So what was the thing? What did you say? Because I can tell there's a lot of salespeople in the audience, or aspiring salespeople. So what did you say to close the deal with them?
God, I really don't. I don't remember. It's a very boring answer. But yeah, I think I finally stopped answering the question. Like he was like, "What? Why the fuck would I do this again? Like what are we even doing here?" And I finally was like, I don't fucking know. I don't know. Just make up your mind. And then the next day, I heard from his agent that he was gonna do it.
Wow, so that's a lesson, I guess, to everyone. Sometimes, you stop caring and you express frustration, and that'll close the deal. And so on that note, a little advice for everyone. I think we'll wrap this up. But please tell your friends about the movie if you liked it, and if you didn't, be vocal about it too, because that kind of adds a little controversy and may help the marketing. We really need to make back the money on this one. So please, anything you can do. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.